Paddington was unique for me because we were in it quite early, really, which is good from a visual effects standpoint. We were involved in a lot of the development of the character. As you probably know, Paddington in his original form was very different from how he looks in this film. We had to develop this character of huge importance to lots of people, to make sure it was appealing to adults and kids and not destroy any of the preconceived ideas of what Paddington should be.
I know that in years past he was portrayed as quite a teddy bear kind of character in the TV show. And what we were doing is we were kind of making this a more real animal, but at the same time making it slightly human so that it was kind of something you could relate to. So for instance, the eyes, we were introducing a bit of white around the edge of the eyes like you do. It's a very human thing. In that way you can kind of get the direction that he was looking in and kind of empathise with what he may be thinking at the time, and it's kind of a good way of portraying emotions. We had a lot of references with George Clooney, so we actually referenced his eyes when we were doing Paddington because we felt that gave us a head start in giving him some nice warm character to it. So when we were painting Paddington, basically Mario was our primary paint package.
It's kind of changed the way we texture as well too. It's changed the workflow and the pipeline within the company as well. It allows for more complex and more detailed textures. You can break your object, your model, into as many UV tiles as you need to get the resolution you need. There's a whole slew of other things that we use in Mari, especially on Paddington, that helped a lot of the procedurals, using procedural filters to generate good bases of textures on some of the environments we worked on. It's being able to work in 2D and 3D. That can't be underestimated. Prior to Mari, a lot of artists worked in Photoshop. It was strictly 2D for the most part. So when it came along, it alleviated all kinds of problems right off the bat in terms of assessing scale, placement of various details. A lot of those things almost became seams as well too, UV seams between joins on the model. A lot easier to manage, and just that in itself was quite powerful. Again, these are things that we would have never been able to conceive doing in Photoshop, for example. It just wouldn't happen.
Rather than just putting a bear into a plate, we wanted the performance of the actors. If you get it for free, it's real, then you have a great starting point.
Challenging shots, and where I think where Nuke helped us in the past and on this project as well, has always been stuff that we didn't want to do full CG. So, for example, the rooftop rescue when Paddington climbs out of the chimney and is being rescued by the Browns. That exterior environment is all a painted up environment. So that was all set up then in Nuke to project a 360 or 270-degree dome. And then on top of that, we ended up doing the snow in Nuke with a Nuke particle system with 3 cards, perpendicular to each other to simulate somewhat of a volume and have tumbling flakes. So once a shot was close to final and there was a change in the look and feel of the snowflakes, it was just the compositor, just making them a little bit lighter or more heavy or a little bit more turbulent. It was a conscious approach to not get too CG heavy and to keep the cost low.
I think one of the things that I've always liked about Framestore and why I've stayed here is the type of the projects that they've gotten in over the years. And again, the consideration, thoughtfulness with which they go after certain projects. From Two-Face to Paddington Bear, I love the range. That's one of Framestore's strengths in my opinion, and I like being part of that.
I ate more marmalade working on Paddington than I had any other time in my life. We had marmalade taste tests to guess the brands.